by tradition.
Hold
And that
tight.
is hold tight the 3-point collectors.
Next thing, Tottenham are whipping boys for Liverpool. You lot ain't beat us in how long? So look at your face. So when I
I'm about to run.
they forget about when the council is going to take the free.
Oh, for real? When there was a little car park out front. Let's talk about sex, baby.
Let's hold
Liverpool. And as much as we can talk about Mane is a good player, Salah's a good player, they're just not the X factor, bro. Don't forget about it.
Boom! Welcome back to another episode of Stoppage Time TV. We're live in the flesh, live and direct in effect. You already know what time it is. Culture comes to my left, F Diddy to my right, myself, my well, we're back in the building. Stoppage Time crew. As you know, the show is presented by Manscaped, and our product of the week is the Weed Whacker. Get rid of your weeds. Why am I laughing?
Weed Whacker, yeah?
Yeah, why am I laughing at the product?
It's actually a good product still.
Gets weed.
You saying get rid of the nostrils?
Trust me.
Mine barely gets there, but put it in there. Found some shit I never knew was in there, you know? you know like that. So man.
There you go. You heard it there first
sticky
when
when
Culture
it's
comes.
stuck.
Get rid of your weed. Remember, STT. That sounds mad. Get rid of your weed.
Yeah, like the feds are coming, blind.
STTV, 20% off. You would know what time it is. Without further ado, as is custom here, hold tight the 3-point collectors in the building. Hold tight the participants. Hold tight the record breakers. Hold tight the yo man. Your G. You're forward.
What for record did he break? He's broken he breaks a record every week.
They said he broke
It's
or
not
something.
new. It's not new.
But hold tight the clubs on lockdown.
Boy.
Hold tight the clubs that the feds are doing sweeps on. Hold tight the legends that are getting booed by their fans. Hold tight,
boy.
Hold tight the players that are having allegations or cases open on them. It's that fam. It's been a busy week for our paperwork, innit?
For real.
Bare paperwork this week. No time for surveillance. Bare sort of like, yeah, okay, cool. But let's go into it. I think the only place we can really start is your game. You know? Top 4 contest.
Stoppage Time Classico.
Stoppage Time Classico. This game has given us, if you remember one-on-one, it's given us some great moments this fixture. And, you know, coming into it, you have the manager that you wanted.
Yep.
You have, you know, what's the video you put? We're coming. We have all of that. We have all of that.
You're lucky I forgot that you posted that, you know.
Which was that?
That
What did you say there?
This won't be the last time. We're coming.
We have all of that pre-ramble for this game to happen. And, you know, in terms of the quality of the game, questionable. But the result was the result. A United win. Some blunders all over the pitch. But I think the first thing I'll ask is, now that you're in fourth, and given that what you've previously said on the show, which is having games in hand.
They're in fifth now.
Who?
Arsenal won.
Arsenal
just
won.
took it back.
So, but what you said about having the games in hand and stuff, you said that you wouldn't rather have the games in hand, you rather played and everything. Do you think that that can or may be advantageous at some point to United possibly finishing fourth?
On Spurs, probably, because I think even if Spurs win both games, it was only like 1 point, maybe you'll be ahead. So maybe on Spurs. On Arsenal, look, Arsenal can lose all their games, they'll still be ahead of Man United. You know what I mean? Mathematically. So right now, Arsenal are in the best position. It's in their hands. Top 4 is in their hands. They got Liverpool on Wednesday, which is one of their game in hands at Emirates. Who knows what can happen? They've got a terrible record against Liverpool of late. But right now, it's not in Man United's hands. It's in Arsenal's hands. On Spurs, that was a big result for United in terms of keeping at bay at least one of the competitors. So Spurs will definitely be kicking themselves because, as we said, points on the board, and Spurs they've been up and down with their game in hands. You know what I mean? They haven't really taken it because I remember it was a point where I was like, if Spurs win all their games, I'm sure it was like they'll be like 2-3 points behind
of
Chelsea at one point. Now it's like, okay, they haven't taken advantage of that. So let's see. I mean, I don't know what you think.
Bruv, opportunity missed, to be honest. And I think in the preview, even I was saying, we're arguably the most inconsistent team in the Premier League this season. You go from Man City 1 week to Wolves the next week to Leeds 1 week, Everton the next, or Middlesbrough, whoever it is. It's just so up and down week to week. You look at this game, I thought coming to OT played better in the first half, but how many times do I say performances mean nothing? If you're not actually putting in the end product, I'm sorry. The 3 goals United scored as well, for me, all avoidable. Granted, I'll give greatness Ronaldo. He had to do what he had to do, and that was the kind of game where he really showed his greatness. 9 games or whatever, he was struggling to score. He said, shut up, hold these 3. The first one, I thought, Dyer, how much space are you going to give a man, bro?
I think, I get it, but I mean, when
he
you
was
when
caught
you
in
rock
2
it
minds
something
almost.
like that top bin,
And I hear it. Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is?
It's hard to talk about the defending.
It's that thing with where we said where, you know, Ronaldo's Asian now, certain centre-backs like, you still got that in your locker. I'll take you. He thought, I'll give you the little 15 yards. Hold that.
Yeah.
And then the second goal, I'm sorry, Doherty sleeping when Sancho's getting acres like that to run him behind. Reguilon trying to keep man on side.
Probably gave him too much after that game.
What, with Sancho?
Gave Doherty.
Doherty. I thought the last game.
That's what I'm saying.
His best game in the Spurs shirt.
Maybe some of them gave him so much that
I said to Tobes even in the review of that, I said, yo, he might play like this today, but I guarantee he doesn't play like this for the rest of the season. Default settings will be restored. The final goal, I'm sorry, Romero loses the man. Doherty lost in open sea. Ronaldo, that's vintage. He loves that. Near post, let me slam that. No, so no matter what you do, and our goals, you look at them, what was it, a penalty? And then an own goal, basically. So we had moments to play. We dominated the first half or whatever. But if you're not putting the final product in, and I said, in any game, if we're going to have any hope, it depends on the front line.
Kulusevski, on what you said here.
So far, I'm loving what I'm seeing game by game. In a big game like this as well, I really wanted to see, all right, let me see what you got. Kane, I thought first half, picked a couple passes, was more one of them QB games like we were saying yesterday.
Yeah.
He weren't really trying to play the 9 role. Who I was stunk it up yesterday, and we're not going to ignore Son Heung-min, bruv. And it's been happening for a couple of weeks now. Guy he's 4th top goal scorer, so it gets overlooked.
The thing
he
is,
pops up with the 1 goal here and there.
Yeah, go on.
It's almost like what.
But that's when he gets the purple patch allegations against him.
100%.
Like,
but the thing is,
you see you good at moments in the season, and for a team like Spurs to be where you want to be, you can't be moments. You can't be moments.
He is so crucial, bro. After him and Kane, you know who our next goal scorer is? Own goals.
9 own goals, yeah.
Like, that's how crucial them man are to us. So if one of them doesn't turn, that's 50% of your front line done. And Son, I'm sorry, for too many weeks now, we've seen these on the ball. I don't know what's happened. We were talking yesterday in the car, like, bro, I'm sure once upon a time, he used to be able to get the ball and dribble and do something. He just seems like a full-time off-the-ball player now. I just need to be making the run, finishing. If I'm not doing that, I can't play.
What do you hold that down to? Do you think it's because naturally, if you've got... Because I think there's 2 ways of seeing this. If you've got a team that you say is a team of duds and you've got 2 people holding up, and these 2 people say, listen, we're going to have to run it back again. And Kane's saying, like, listen, I'm going to get the ball. You go long. They're basically playing American football. Yeah. Do you think that's why he said, I'm not going to carry the ball and anything? Because ultimately...
It was weird, though, because yesterday I didn't even feel like he was making as many of those runs. He kept trying to almost drop deep, pick the ball up. I'm like, this ain't your game, big man. What are you doing? Like, do what's been getting you the goals, and that's getting him behind, getting good positioning. His movement off the ball is his best trait. Don't be coming near close to the ball. We've seen it for too many weeks now. He's someone who... If he doesn't pick up second half of the season, brother, forget top 6 even, let alone top 4. But that for me put the final nail in any top 4 talk, whatever. Done.
Yeah,
I want to speak on the consistency, because you mentioned that you feel like you're the most inconsistent team in the Premier League right now.
Easily.
What is that? What is inconsistency down to? Is it this false sense of belief that, because we beat someone, we're good, and then getting reality checks? Is it because the squad is not of level?
2 things.
Is it because Conte's not extracting enough at the side? Because
you know what?
To be inconsistent in the Premier League is,
It's annoying because I'm seeing small improvements because where 6 months ago I was sat here talking about, brother, we're struggling to create chances, XG goals. What is it now? 3 goals against City, 4 against Leeds, 5 against Everton, 2 against United. So going forward, we're adding something, but the 2 same issues just keep recurring. And the consistency is because the defense, I'm sorry, bro. When Doherty puts in a game like that, the next game he can't follow it up. The quality is not there. Reguilon, I'm sorry. You're not the player who we thought we bought from Madrid. I can see why Madrid let him go. Because, brother, going forward, you offer something. But that final ball now, what he had last season at the start, I've never seen a player who starts off flashy like that and then you almost don't see it again after.
He was nearly a first draft into AF Academy. You know?
Who's that? Doxy.
Reguilon.
Nearly a first draft.
Reguilon's decent, but yesterday
he was nearly first
He
draft.
was not good, bruv. Defensively, he was getting cooked, and then going forward, he was offering nothing. So for me, I think that defense, as long as it's patchy like that, your forwards can give you as many goals as you like. You're gonna concede goals, and it's silly goals as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what I remember we were talking about when we were talking about the Son thing and you're talking about off the ball. It's like, because when we were in the watch along and the man was saying, like, Son is not getting in the box, blah, blah, and I was just like, this is what I was talking about with other wingers. Like, why is it always nowadays when you speak about a winger or you speak about a certain player, it has to be about what they're doing off the ball or in the box, or somebody should have passed it to him in the box. It's like, what happened to that player just getting the ball and making things happen? Harry Kane was dropping deep, but why couldn't at some point Kane or Son, they're the best partnership in football, why couldn't at one point Kane just say, do you know what, I'm going to engage with Varane and Maguire, because yes, Maguire scored an own goal, but he had a good game, so did Varane. They were both pretty decent. So why can't I be like, let me engage with these guys today. Son, you create something. You know what I mean? You drop in, you be the smart one, you be the clever one. Because Kane dropping in was good for Man United, to be honest. Varane and Maguire, what they don't want is people in their faces. Yeah. You want to go down there and Maguire doesn't have to face that way. He's a decent defender at that point. But when Kane is dropping in and stuff, it was too easy. Them two should have, in my opinion, kind of like, Son, yeah, you got to come make something happen. Because on the other side, Sancho was making things happen, getting on the ball. Nothing was about off the last or, wow, Sancho needs to get in the box and tap in something. No, Sancho's getting on the ball, trying to make stuff happen.
It's different profiles. That's for me what it is. I think with our team, because you've got Kane dropping in deep, you don't need both of them doing it. Your team, because you've got Ronaldo more as like...
said Kane. Kane could have been like, oh, Sonny's having a mess. Let me go in.
Switch the tactics.
Let me go and do the thing.
But that's the issue I have with Son.
Tag me in.
I feel like he's losing those other parts of his game purely in the case of just trying to get the numbers type of thing. Like it looks like 4th goal scorer. He's still popping up with goals here and there. Oh, you're still doing your thing. But really and truly, if you're watching his games, bro, he's been stinking out for like 2 months now. Yeah, and it's been going under the radar because he pops up with these. Yeah. But anyway, for me, shit show yesterday, it was one of them ones where Ronaldo, a bit of greatness kind of outshined any good performance we could have. Hold your hands up, bruv. You can't do nothing about that.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, the second top goal scorer, I think, sounds nice. And it's still joint, I think, with Mane and Jota or something. But it sounds nice. But, I mean, 12 goals in the league. For him, 37 years old, that's great. You know what I mean? If he can hit 15, 16, 17 league goals at 37 years old in the Premier League, man. That's crazy. But... I mean, all it takes now is, as we've seen, is a hat-trick and you're a second top scorer. If Kane scores a hat-trick tomorrow, he's going to be...
fourth.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden, we've been saying he's having a terrible season. Next thing you know, you're saying, hold on, he's having a good season. So the Prem goal-scoring thing this year is really weak. Yeah. It's really weak. I mean, some top strikers haven't even broke double figures yet. So at the end of the day... For Ronaldo himself, it's great in a wide scale of thing.
Dive on that, bruv.
12. Yeah, I mean, this season the goal scoring's been poor.
On that, bruv.
But come on, man. We got to hail up Cristiano, man. Like 37 years old, CR807. You know what I mean? The CR807. That's what we call him. You know what I'm saying? Goat shit, man. Because look, we've seen other goats go to other leagues and struggle. You know what I mean? We've seen it at a younger age. We've got to give credit. And the thing is, people have turned Ronaldo into a meme this season. So it shows that no one's got respect for GOATs. You know what I mean? This generation of kids are so disrespectful, bro. They're so disrespectful. I love the way you rehearse this. You know what I mean? They're so disrespectful. You see me, like, you've always got to appreciate a player like that. Of course, eventually he's going to go out. And yes, he declined massively compared to what he was in his prime. But, you know, people say he's the problem and everything's his fault. It's not the case. And as I said, now the next 3 weeks, nothing's going to be Ronaldo's fault because he's got this hat trick. It's going to be somebody else's. Then he might go on a goal drought. It's back to his fault. Then it's going to be this guy's fault. It's this guy. United fans are always looking for something to blame. You know what I mean? But all round, putting a performance like that in front of Tom Brady, you know what I mean? GOAT, recognized GOAT. Tom Brady was like, yo, Kane, I don't mind if you
for the
score,
QB show.
you know what I mean?
For the GOAT show.
You get what I'm saying? There's the pictures of Kane after the game. He ain't there, man. It's not there.
He was on the bus.
GOAT, recognized GOAT. So he had to put on a show for Tom Brady, man. But you got to talk about the goals as well. That weren't no lower hat trick that I saw in the Champions League the other day. That was a real hat trick. Right foot, boom, tapping, and the header, bullet header. Come on, man. He rolled back the years, man. It was definitely nice to see. And in terms of the whole game, it's not only that. I think he was linking up well. He was getting involved. Remember in the first 5 seconds, I was like, Ronaldo, we don't need you there. He started doing stuff overs. We're like, what are you doing? We're like, this guy was feeling it today. You could tell he was feeling it. But all round, I feel like
because he got dropped last, or all the talk of him getting dropped last game, he said, you know what, let me shut it up.
But in reality, though, at 37 years old, should a player at 37 be starting week in, week out, nearly completing 90s every week? No. That's why I look at someone like Cavani. Where the hell have you been all season? Injured, apparently. 1 second you're walking your dogs in Uruguay. I said Ukraine. In Uruguay. 1 second. I don't know. Someone like Cavani should be there so Ronaldo can play 50 minutes, 60 minutes. Yeah. Maybe not start this week. Maybe not. Then you'll probably be able to get the best out of Ronaldo. But what Man United have done is sign Cristiano Ronaldo, put him up top, play him at 37 years old every single game. Yes, we know he looks after his body. What an athlete. We know all of this stuff. But at the end of the day, he's still a human, bro. He's going to tire out. He's going to get fatigued. And that's Man United's. That's Man United's half.
Slowing down, bro. I don't know when that's coming.
What I'm going to say is it's...
How many goals is that this season for United? Is that, I think it's 18 goals this season in 31 games.
All comps.
Bro, I mean,
what happens, good, man. What happens with a lot of like players that have, you know, great status and everything is they get held to their
own standard. Yeah.
Simeone. We coming.
And
hey, don't let them click.
I know Simeone, when he saw Ronaldo hat trick, was like, no, not this again.
Man said, "He's
seen this video.
You know what I mean?
But I think it happens a lot where players get held to the sort of not even just their own standard, the peak of their standards. And it's like you have to let players evolve. You have to let players sort of, you know, get their winding down time. And to a certain extent, when it gets to certain ages, you have to start comparing players to their age mates in terms of what they were doing, not the actual previous past. We'll speak about the PSG Madrid game later, because for me, that's where the whole Modric thing comes in, because he shouldn't be doing what he's doing at that age.
We'll get into that.
But
we need to hail up. We need to hail up.
Arsenal, I want to do...
Not even Arsenal. There's still other performances out there.
I'll go for the United.
I think Fred had a good game. Fred had a very good game. That was
that flick for the first goal.
Yeah.
My boy Benzema. Listen, the first 5-10 minutes were rough. He was decent after that. But that flick.
Yeah, that was good.
He sent him shot.
All round, I think Fred had a very good game, and that's probably his best role in terms of he was playing with Matic, who is going to sit more. Fred is very good at being like a. I don't know what you can say. No, but we said that though.
We're not talking about you. I'm just saying in general that people laugh and said Fred is
one of them
useful. Players
that is still coachable. Yeah. Yes, when he has a stinker, Jesus, it's bad. But he's still coachable.
He's not the holding mid. He needs the holding mid next to him.
Exactly. He needs to be someone that's let off the shackles, can go around, press, tackle.
He's a roamer.
What he is good at is tackling.
Yeah, he roams.
Exactly.
And he can repossess the ball further up. Because ultimately, you don't want your DM always fighting fires in the middle. Sometimes you want to win it a bit more closer.
Yeah, he shouldn't be in the DM. But look, we're not
the Jurgen Klopp midfielder.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're not going to sit and say, oh my God, he's amazing. But he did his thing in that game.
He's functional.
And Sancho, for me, that was his best overall game. Because in other performances where people have been like, hype, even if he didn't assist that game, I would have said it's his best game. Because in other performances, it's been very transition stuff. You know, Man United transition, Sancho get there. We know about his final pass and stuff is good. But that doesn't say to me, right, you're tearing up the Prem or you're ready, you're doing your thing. But yesterday, he was in the hustle and bustle of it. He was controlling it. He was passing it. He was getting involved in everything. And yes, he got his assists as well on top of it, which makes it nicer. But for a whole 90-minute game, for me, that was his best performance.
Also Dalot, bro. I thought
Dalot, Tellez. I think this is the weirdest thing.
Dalot kept Son shut and then going forward, he offered something.
And the weirdest thing is, I feel like Man United as a team didn't play the greatest. Spurs had their moments, but individually, I actually think other than Rashford and Pogba, because that was the worst Pogba game I've seen in my life. That bro, he looks like he's got to him. It looks like he's completely lost his
mojo.
Not his mojo. It's his fitness. He looks so unfit. Pressing to tackle, he's way off it. How many times did he foul back Bentancur? I'm like, Bentancur's lightweight. What are you doing? Like, he's on the floor dragging him, and I'm like, yo, it's going crazy. He stepped on Harry Kane's ankle, whoever it was. I'm like, he's always a yard off now at the moment. He just looks a bit unfit, and I think Rangnick has seen that, because Rangnick has hooked him at times when we're trying to win the game and at times when we are winning, but so maybe it's a bit easier. But there's times where Pogba's come off and he looks a bit pissed. But so that performance was bad. But other than that, them two, Rashford and bruv. Well, other than Rashford and Pogba, I feel like every individual played well, but as a team, it wasn't
still not cohesive.
But as individuals, they won their battles.
Like I always say, sometimes you just need to be able to get the result. What I wanted to ask you about the Sancho thing is, we know that United is the club that United is. We know that there's always talk and speculation and fighting for sort of positions and everything. And we've always spoken about, especially when it comes to black British players and everything, it's always like British. One has to be up for another one to be down and everything.
Yeah.
Do you think, in a way, because ultimately when Sancho came in, there was so much spotlight on Sancho and everything, that spotlight has now shifted a lot to Rashford. Let's be honest, Rashford is sinking at the moment.
Yeah, massive.
Probably needs to be taken out of it. He's going through it. Because remember a few weeks ago, he said he has to go for the file. It's looking like he's getting burnt at the moment. Do you think that sometimes, for someone like Sancho, when that intensity is on someone else, it kind of gives you this sort of, they're not looking at me, I can sort of find a bit of form. Now he's like, I'm here, I'm arrived.
Secretly, because it's not only it's a good point when you say with Rashford, like 100%, but it's not only that, everyone is playing peak. So he's now in a situation where it's like, like now the newspapers ain't talking about me. Like, I'm not trending before kickoff anymore. It's like, oh, okay. Like, I can just do my thing and see what happens. Before, as you said, United might have done this and that, and everyone's looking at him. You're the pressure boy, which is spot on. But now, everyone's playing bad, that he's in a position where he's like, I can just ball. Whatever happens. You know what I mean?
For me,
they let go of Martial. I'm here.
I realised it
need
properly
me now. So
with the City game, because that was sort of like a, listen, I've got man. I tried my thing. Even the celebrations that, listen, like, that's what I started thinking. Maybe it's because he's not the story anymore. The story is everything else, and it's not just focused on him.
We always talk about the mental aspect of the game.
Become an egomaniac.
Who?
Rashi.
No, I'm saying that in terms of Sancho's not had is this about Sancho? About Sancho's not, because remember, it's like Sancho's not, allegations, this and that. So the second that they start talking about Sancho, and they start talking about Rashford and everything else, he can just start playing in the corner and eventually find form.
The mental side of the game is important, man. We always know that mentally, these people will get affected by all this stuff. Lukaku has definitely gone through it. Man came and did an interview. It was going crazy. Grealish has spoken about it enough times. I need more. I need to do more. Sancho, they'll all feel this. Bro, you know what I mean? So it's just good that maybe he's going to come out the other end.
An adapting period as well, bro. Let's not forget. Like when players come in, obviously, I think you said it in the caption as well. Like, not every player can start like a Bruno or a Diaz. It's like, bro, I think especially when you pay high fees, everyone demands it straight away. But with Sancho, and because he's English coming back to the Premier League, it's like, what does he need to adapt to? He knows the language, but it's a new system. Ronaldo's been shoehorned last minute. You're not getting regular minutes. You're getting taken in and out. Your managers change. Your systems change. It's like, he's got to adapt through all of this. And while still having that limelight, as you said, of him as like, we've been chasing you for 2 years.
You always got
to... bro, do you know what's interesting in that as well? You know, when you sign a player and you're not optimizing that player to do what they do best, that's what I always find interesting as well, because the conversation we always had was, we saw what he did in Germany. United didn't try and facilitate that for him. It was just sort of like, go, we need you to be great. It's like,
football in the Bundesliga, we've said it many a times, is so different to the Premier League, bro. Teams are trying to do deep blocks against them. Meanwhile, Bundesliga is high lines FC.
But the thing is, how it is for me is that once you've announced yourself to say you've arrived or whatever, then have a good end to the season. This needs to be consistent to the end of the season. United are trying to get top 4. United are in the Champions League. Continue this. It shouldn't be a thing where you've had a good last 4 weeks, then all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, he's done poor, and then we're like, oh, he's adapting again. Nah, you've got this moment now. That spot is yours. Rashford's not even questionably in your position. No, neither Martial's gone. Pogba doesn't do this wing bar thing anymore. You are that guy.
Yeah.
Go and end the season mad strong. That's what I expect now. That's what everyone should expect.
A quick segue before we go into Chelsea into Arsenal, Leicester. Over the last few years, it's been that sort of who is the team in the top 6 and everything.
They're doing their thing this season.
Arsenal done their thing, but the reason why
Twice this season as well.
Hey, Arsenal beat Leicester twice this season. They won the league too. So make of that what you will.
oh my God.
When Leicester won the league, Arsenal beat them twice that season.
Oh,
Fair enough.
this guy. But
We saying the head-to-heads.
It's always nothing new here.
Hey.
the reason why, on the Sancho thing, which is so interesting about finish the season well, do what you're doing. We hail up Saka and everything, but the reason why I wanted to just hail him up again was because I saw conversations recently about this Hudson-Odoi thing and other English wingers and everything, and it just made me realise we just need to start giving people respect when we need to give them respect.
Ghanaian.
Fam, that's what I'm saying. People were saying, and it's like, at the end of the day, the way I see it, you can say injuries and whatnot, but if you look at Hudson-Odoi, where he's in his career, he wants everything that Saka's got. I want to be playing for England. I want to be a pivotal part of my team. I want to be getting goals and assists. So it's like it gets to a stage where we can't keep comparing people. You have to accept that Saka is a very good player and he's applying himself. And whether if you don't think his talent level is that high, his application is second to none. He's actually doing stuff and he's is it fair to say that not carrying, but he's doing a lot of the legwork in that Arsenal team at a young age. You have to respect that. I don't care whether you think Arsenal are a good team, whether they're in a situation to be doing that and how he came through the team as well, going from left back to that. You have to respect what that kid's did. You have to. And if they finish top 4 this season, with the players that they've got doing that, that is the foundation to go forward. And Arteta deserves so much plaudits. Because everyone thought he was mad.
Hudson-Odoi, boy.
Listen, everything he has, Hudson-Odoi wants.
Let's see what happens
So-
with
But
Hudson-Odoi.
Tuchel integrating him through the right back, right wing back, and
So,
he's just phased
for me-
out now. Like,
well,
is there
he's
no
picking
hope
up-
for him at Chelsea? Because
I don't even think
let's
it's
not
that. He's
forget,
picking
he
up
wanted
moves,
out at one point as well.
Yeah.
He wanted
Yeah.
the Dortmund move. He wanted the Bayern move. You lot held him prisoner,
Yeah,
and now
yeah.
you lot have stunted his growth. So who is this failed development on?
There's two sides to this. There's ultimately, if he got the move, he might have gone, got at least a life, enjoyed and everything. We will never know what would have happened. What I see a lot of him is he's clearly a talented individual, but the application of how your talent comes through in the pitch is always something. The way I sort of looked at it is when I thought to myself, I said to myself, if Hudson-Odoi was to go on loan, would he be one of those loan players that goes into a team and instantly rips it up? Or would he be a loan signing that the manager that takes him doesn't play him all the time because, I need him, I need something like this for him. Like, anytime you watch him, you're like, I need this tro. Because you know he's got ability, but you're like, I need you to do that. Whereas you look at someone like Saka.
What's that? The X factor.
So I call it application, not even X factor. Like, because I know you've got ability, but can you get me that assist? Can you do something?
Yeah.
There's so many footballers that are very similar to that. That it's like the ability is there, but what is the ability doing? Because that's what we need. There's no
thing is, the what is that not even on a disrespect to Cho or anything like that, but there's probably so many like players that have been top players in their academies and stuff that back in the day that we wouldn't even known of because of social media. There's no stands. There's all this type of stuff. But with Cho, he was doing his thing in the academy, but we saw everything. Everyone's talking about it. Blah blah blah. The hype. This. And look, some people, I'm not writing him off or anything, but some people, we might think they're going to be this. They might just not be that in men's football. They might just not be that. And we're in the academy. I watched Cho so many times at Stamford Bridge when he used to play there in the academy.
Monster,
and he was just so much faster, so much quicker, so much more explosive than anyone around him. Now you're going into the big leagues, the men.
Grown men.
These men are just as quick, they're just as strong, and they're even bigger cunts than you. You know what I mean? They'll do some fuckeries to you. You know what I'm trying to say? So I still think, of course, he's getting moved around, the position and stuff.
Injuries.
But
on what you're saying,
he
bro,
might need. See, I don't like saying people need loans and stuff, but he might need it because when has Cho just played 10 games in a row?
He hasn't. Which affects it. He hasn't
This is
played.
what I'm saying.
And
No, he did.
No, at the beginning. No, at the beginning. No.
When you remember when he started against Man United, all that he had,
and he didn't take it off.
he had a mad long
Because
run
I
of playing.
tweeted at one point. I tweeted, Joe just needs to take his opportunity more because when Mason Mount got it, he took it. When all these players have,
even now.
when my man who we can't say his name no more, got his opportunity at United, he took it. When Rashford got it, he took it. With all these guys, they took it. Whereas Hudson, I don't know, every time Tuchel does give him that opportunity at that left wing, I know we say he play on the right wing, but at that left wing, you should have an extra bit between your teeth where it's like, yeah, I'm going to show him today why I'm a left winger. And I just don't think, he does that.
The reason why I'm happy you mentioned Mount is because, again, for me, that application, a lot of people always question his ability and stuff like this and say that, it must be because, he's good with tactical information, that's what he states. But when you see him on the pitch, you know that, okay, even if so, I can see that something's happening.
Let's talk about Abramovich.
So yeah, that was that. But let's get into Chelsea's week.
Lockdown.
No cards.
Lockdown.
No credit cards.
Lockdown.
No credit cards.
Lockdown.
20k for travel.
You're going bust.
So my view on this is, when I see you're so dumb. When I see that much information coming out in that short,
the man was trying to troll their way out of an Abramovich.
No. That was one thing. It's a segue.
Trying to Hudson-Odoi. When Hudson-Odoi their way out of time, you know that?
We're out of time, champs and duds.
When I look at this week, there's been so much that's come out, and it's like people are just throwing loads of stuff to the wall. A lot of it is just talk. What happens, same as last week, I don't know what happens from here, but a lot of this stuff is talk. All the stuff that they can't buy petrol or stuff. You know when people are like, let me...
They can use Lukaku's wages. Easy, nice wage.
He's not playing.
He must be on a nice wage.
All of this sort of like, they paid Inter Milan cash money for him. They owe him 70 mil. There's so much stuff that's coming out. It's similar to United. It's like they want to ignite a fire, and then the fans buy into it, which is so funny. But I don't know what happens here. They're saying that you've got Ghanaian consortium, American consortium, Saudi consortium.
It's that English guy as well. He the other day
English guy
saying, "I love the club."
Yeah,
Sauce for. No matter what, the fans should be involved too. I'm like, hey, no, that's not gonna get you. That's not gonna get you the job, you know.
Did you guys see
trying to take the passion?
Nah, brother. LBC interview. Huh? Chris from LBC. He was like, we feel sorry for the Ukraine, but I mean, it's affecting our football club. I've been coming there for 50 years. Look up with my grandkids. I said, Chris, you're taking a piss.
And people need to stop sharing this fake Rio quote. Rio never said that.
Which was that?
There's some viral quote that's going around that Rio said. This isn't attack on
Chelsea
Abramovich anymore. This is
attack on Chelsea
Football Club.
No way.
He did not say that, bro.
Oh, wow.
What the fuck? No one has no video evidence of that, bro. The guy literally has a channel, and we could get. He's one of the guys you can't fake.
Misquote.
It's gone viral, bro.
No, I think a lot of the stuff that's going on is talk. When you see stuff like that coming, you're thinking raw. I do think it's going to be a bit techy. Like if they're saying that the 20k travel stuff is true. What, you're going to get players driving to games like it's semi-pro
players
stuff?
Just pay. Yeah. Players will pay out their own pocket.
They said Lukaku's
Or
going to be
Tuchel.
pulling the coach like Mark Henry.
Do you see my really good thing? The Danfo bus.
Yeah.
Said they're going to... Tuchel said that we drive the bus himself. Like,
Nah, but are you in any way though? Are you as a Chelsea fan? Are you concerned in any way? Because I know you can say it's obviously there is a lot of fear mongering.
It's weird,
and stuff,
but I'm not too concerned because I've never seen a moment in football where within the season the club just disintegrates unless it's like something that's been brewing for the whole season. Then you get the points deduction because there's never been any money. I've never seen anything like this, so I can't panic about what I can't see. I think to the end of the season it'll be fine. And I think with takeovers and everything like that, those things take time, but it can be signed and you won't know what happens to a few weeks and everything. So I think where Chelsea are, it's too big of a situation to just all crumble like that. If it did, oh my gosh, they would have, that would be the biggest documentary ever. Imagine that.
I don't want Chelsea to fall off.
No, but imagine that. Imagine a world where it went, okay, cool. Liquidation, 10 points.
Yeah,
this is that relegation.
The liquidation.
Literally, that documentary would be the liquidators are getting liquidated.
I'll be in that documentary.
Mad thing.
I'll be in that documentary.
What? Culture comes
I'll
with
be
the
there.
light there. So yeah, I remember when it was Save the Bridge.
Yeah, I remember the days, mate. You know what I mean? I'll be there.
So
man.
I don't think it will go to. My prediction is I think an owner will be announced or something will be announced within the next month or so. I think we'll be able to do the Champions League games and everything. I think the only techie situation will be is the perception of what's happening.
What do you think about people getting onto other people praising Abramovich? I just think I think that's nonsense. Like, if I want to, when I will say it, I think Abramovich has been an unbelievable owner. You know what I mean? He's been a great owner. What he's done for Chelsea is fantastic. I don't care about what he is as a man or what he does in out there. Of course, it's bad, but that's that side of the things. I'm not involved in that. That's the political side. And I hope whatever happens with Ukraine and stuff, they're doing their thing. But you are allowed to speak about him solely on what he's done for football, right? So he's done because so you can't say he's done well. I don't like how
the Chelsea fans are coming in the stadium wearing masks and chanting Abramovich throughout the whole team. It's weird. They're doing weird anti-behavior just for the sake of it.
I feel
that's
that.
when it starts to get weird. It's like people who are booing the knee.
Yeah,
it's a bit like
it's over the top.
It's like you don't have to be the opposite of
something
something to make a point. Like, and my whole thing is...
Okay, question though. Yeah. If Roman Abramovich, was leaving, not on these terms, if Abramovich just turned around tomorrow, like in an alternate world, Abramovich said, I'm leaving, would Chelsea fans not wear his mask and sing Abramovich?
They would, but
they would.
This is
so it's kind of like, I do get what you're saying. Yeah. Now, where I agree with you is when they were doing the clap for Ukraine and they were shouting Abramovich. That's nonsense. They shouldn't be doing that. That's bullshit. But shouting Abramovich, talking about how good of he is as owner. I hate how I'm on the internet and I'm seeing opposition fans and all these people trying to silence Chelsea fans saying Abramovich is a great owner.
So
that's dead. What are you talking about?
This is the problem. This is the problem, right? It's never an issue to the dog shit is on your doorstep. And I'll say that to say this. So for instance now, everyone says, oh, I love a Saudi takeover. Because, in everyone's mind, that's the only place in the world that has money. When Newcastle gets it, all you get is the conversation about, the state, the state's beheaded 89 people and everything. And Newcastle fans, how do you feel about that? Which, two things can coexist. But football fans, because they're fanatics and everything, until it's your issue, it's a non-issue. Even when you look at the Chelsea situation, right? I was young when all of the Roman stuff happened. As I got older, like I've said to you, man, before, like even with the racism stuff in Chelsea and everything, like that, I can't act like I don't know about that stuff. I love my football club, but in the back of my head, I know what's going on. That sort of conversation doesn't really happen until it's right in front of you, and it's like, oh, you know what? It's all mad, and that's what happens a lot is. People want you to be a spokesperson for something when it's right on your doorstep, and they won't have to do the same until it's on their doorstep.
The thing is, when
it's just how football fans are.
I saw some video, some guy talking about like sports washing and all that, and of course, Abramovich probably did do all that for sports washing and to kind of clean up his name and show where money is going and all this type of stuff. But one thing that people forget is the average football fan. It's just a normal man, bro. It's a normal guy in the pub. It's especially the ones that go to games that can actually afford to go to games. Them, man, they just live in their bubble. Chelsea Football Club. They probably got a Chelsea tat on their arm. All they care about is Chelsea. They're not gonna sit here and start kind of, how can I say, minimizing their voice on how much they appreciate what he done because of what's going on. I think people expect too many people to be woke and affected by things that's not gonna the reality of the situation is it does not affect some people, so they're not gonna speak about it. Let's pause there. What did we just say about Arsenal last week? Because it's in Europe, it's all like, Ukraine because it's in China,
but on that point,
it's not affecting us. That's just the way that's the way people are, and it's a shame, but it is.
Pause there. What for me, what comes out of this whole situation, which is like really not eye-opening, but it's the reality is when you see the Chris LBC guy going on in his world, what exists in his world, he is not in the space where he's, like you're saying, think about what's going on in the world. So for him, it's like, it's a personal attack on Chelsea because ultimately it's affecting me. His mindset is not in a place where it's like, hold on. The reason why this is happening is because A and B is happening and therefore they're trying to affect something over there. And a lot of football fans are fanatical, therefore all they care about is that.
I'll be honest, I don't even know what Abramovich has done in the world.
But that's his buddy. But
wasn't he Putin's buddy from the jump?
No, but what Cam is saying...
So they're just going after anybody who's linked to Putin.
No, but what Cam is saying is another true point as well. It's like I said, when information is presented to you, like I said, I didn't know about stuff when Abramovich came. It's as I've grown up and I've then known more. Same thing with...
No, but the reason why it's different. What has he done?
No, but...
All I know is, I remember everyone used to say, blood money, but what has he done? I don't actually know.
With the Saudi one, the reason why that one feels a bit different is because you can actually go and look right now.
The beheadings.
Yeah, you can actually go and see.
The thing with the beheadings, what's the difference between the beheadings in Saudi and the American government giving a death sentence to someone? Are both of those not the ultimate sentence of someone breaking the law in their country?
I would have to go and look into it because I don't know too tough.
I was about to ask, these beheadings, how many of them were rapists?
As far as I know,
I don't know.
Is when someone has broken the ultimate law
in
Saudi laws, so the law of the country, you get beheaded, which is the same as that. in my opinion, the
lethal
punishment.
injection.
Me,
the
I
legal
don't.
injection,
I
the
don't.
electrifying,
I'll be
whatever
honest.
it is.
I don't
So
know.
if
But
we're
all
going to
of that-
complain about Saudi ownership, we've got to start complaining about the Americans.
But me,
Uncomfortable conversations.
listen.
Uncomfortable
like I say,
conversations.
I don't know about all of
Right,
that.
fuck Abramovich, fuck Chelsea, and
Listen.
heart goes out to Ukraine. You know, come on, guys, stop this time. Our hearts are out with Ukraine.
No, but why'd you
Ukraine,
say that?
man.
Go on, go on.
Why'd you say
Oh,
that?
look at that. You see that,
You man are so
See
tapped.
that?
You man are actually so
guys?
tapped.
My heart goes out to Ukraine.
You
I
guys
don't know
are
about
so-
the rest of these
guys
guys.
are
You know what I mean?
So tapped. Listen, prayers up to the world. Like the world is in a nasty state right
Mm-hmm.
now. Let's touch on. Briefly mentioned it before, but there's no way a game like that can happen. We can't really touch on it. PSG, Real Madrid, Benzema hat trick.
KB9,
Insane guy.
KB9.
Insane guy.
Talk to him nice.
insane
No,
guy.
no,
Talk to
no.
me nice.
No. Man them.
Insane guy.
No, man them. Remember a year ago, was it a year or 2 years ago, when I said Benzema, we had Benzema as in the
Suarez.
top 5 strikers in the world. I wish we can go back to that
Who laughed at
360
you?
post. The whole
The
comment
comment
section was
section,
saying Aubameyang is better than
Oh, yeah,
Karim
yeah,
Benzema.
yeah, yeah.
I remember this. And then now everyone's talking about he's one of the GOATs. See that? No. I remember when Aubameyang was better than Benzema. I swear, if I had time, if I was bored enough, I will go
go
back
find
2
it.
years on that post, bro.
I've got a
find
question, yeah?
that.
Production,
I
you can
swear
chip in
to
on
you,
this as
bro.
well.
I remember these conversations, bro. That's what you call living in the moment, bro.
Production, you can chip on this as well. Do you think, in terms of Benzema's career, his adulation and how he's held, is it going to be even greater because it's the latter part of his career that people have gone, hold on, we actually didn't give this guy enough attention because Ronaldo and everyone was there? Because the conversation, people that have known, but people slept on that whole period where he was there and he was doing everything for Ronaldo and facilitating and being, you know, like a good team player essentially. Now it's like, oh my gosh, this guy's actually been one of the best nines for a decade. His career is going to finish. He's going to be known as one. Do you think that's going to actually help his story and his standing going forward compared to if he just played his career outright? Right.
Probably, it probably will, because people are going to be like, he was. One thing I don't like is when people say,
What, they try and change history?
No, when they try and say Ronaldo held him back. No, Ronaldo didn't hold him back. Ronaldo and him had a good connection and they won 4
It was a
Champions
partnership.
Leagues
It
out
was a
of
partnership.
I hate this conversation about he held him back. What? So what? A free Benzema would have been better than prime Cristiano Ronaldo? No, he wouldn't have. I'm sorry. Ronaldo, you fall back for a talent like that, for a player like that. Hate
And
how
it's-
people are
it's
trying to
not necessarily
disrespect
falling
Ronaldo's
back
thing.
as well because he
Yeah,
got.
he's got
there was
defer,
only
bro.
one season.
Defer.
There was only
Defer. Yeah, I mean,
There was only
season he scored
bro,
5
you can't.
goals.
You know,
Yeah,
the two
there
options,
was
bro.
only one season
Kyrie
where
and
it was
KD,
mad.
Somebody
But
defer.
even that, he was
Even in the
scoring.
early
He was
years, I
clutch.
remember.
He was assisting. Like
The Benzema, this is the thing though. People fall
he
in
had a
love
different
with.
role.
No, but it's annoying because Benzema, he was putting up numbers, but he's still putting up numbers now. But people weren't appreciating how good of a footballer he was, just because of maybe Ronaldo or because of his goals weren't up there. Now people are going to take him because he's now the main man or whatever. But Benzema has always been quality.
Yeah.
I've still got the tweet there of people cooking me about 120, 30, 200 tweets when I say Benzema has always and always will be, in my opinion, better than Lewandowski. He is. Lewandowski, he's better than him because he can do everything. He can link up, he can drop in, he can play on the left, he can play on the right, he can get in, he can play false 9, he can play number 9, he can do everything. Ultimate footballer. Lewandowski, great goal scorer. But Benzema, that's the standard for me, bro. He's the guy, bro.
It's the Mo Salah versus XXX sort of.
There
thing.
we go. You know what I'm saying? I like when he can do everything. You know what I mean? You don't get Benzema's often.
Pure.
You don't
Pure.
listen, in history, you get many pure 9s. You can even liken Kane to, I know he's adjusted his game, but you can liken Kane to Lewandowski or Van Nistelrooy's and Shearer's and all these type of guys over in history. You don't get many Benzemas, bro. You don't. That can do everything. You get R9, Henry, Wayne Rooney could probably do a lot. Benzema, they're special players, bro. And
I do think the latter years definitely do play a part though. Since he's left, since Ronaldo's left, what is it? 4 seasons of now 20 plus in the
goals.
Oh,
league.
He's had to carry
He's
as well.
back
Madrid
in the
have been
national
bad.
picture as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Nations League, Euros, he turned up as well. Like he's really put that stamp, I feel like, on his name. Whereas before that, maybe you could have said, oh, he was in a great team. Oh, he hadn't really turned up for France at a national tournament yet.
What,
the
'cause
last
there's been
4 years,
adversity,
because he was
that's
simply
a fair
blacked
point.
out. So it was one of those, and let's be honest, like people will always, that was in the middle of the Ronaldo Messi era. People are always going to look at the numbers. So when they see them 11 goal seasons, they might not look at the assist. But if you see what he was doing, he was actually playing within that. The early years as well, let's not forget him and Higuain.
From battling it out. Leon. He's a wonder kid turned legend. Do you know how good that is?
It's so rare. We were saying on Dos Locos, it's so rare. They usually fizzle out by 28, 29. He was still there putting up the numbers. But now I just feel like he's put that respect on him. It's not the team no more. It's what he has done in both those teams.
We've always said
France
that. How
and
rare
Madrid.
is it for a player to be at Madrid for that long?
Number
That
9
level.
It's
You
rare.
got even, but the thing is, it's the same thing with Modric though. What happened is everyone ended up being kind of everyone appreciated Modric, but it ended up being a thing where it's like if you're on Cristiano Ronaldo's team or Messi's team, it's kind of peak for you. Modric had to go to the World Cup and have a great World Cup. The reason why, okay, we know it was Messi's team, but you still mention Iniesta and Xavi is because they dominated the world. They went to Euros, they went to they do it with or without you, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? So, but Benzema, again, no World Cup. He's not there. Modric, it had to take to the 2018 World Cup where people were like,
"Rah."
this is a legend of football right now. And now he's continued it. They were all in Ronaldo's shadow, whether it's good or not, they all won out of it. So I'm sure none of them will say, wow, we didn't like Ronaldo. They love it. But now they're all being able to make their own legacies without
It's a good way
that
to put it.
goat.
It's a good way
Without
to put
that
it.
goat. There,
That,
you know what I'm
that
saying?
performance by him.
Let's talk about that
Modric,
performance by the other
virtuoso.
guys on the other side.
Yeah, no, we will.
Let's talk about, you see it, bro.
We will,
You see
we
it?
will.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about
Where
this.
do we start?
Because
Hey, who else
Do
can
you
we
have
start
our
with?
paper?
Boy, they didn't want to open the cake. They didn't want to open the notes.
Wait, hold on. The top.
Where's this? No, nothing's in there, bro. They didn't want to open the notes, blood.
Messi's team locked it.
Boy, you know what I'm saying? Damn, man, them. We've been saving this one. We kept saying we have to wait because it's Messi. We gave him the ultimate respect, bro. It's game week 29 or something. We're in the 13th of March. We gave him so much time because we're respectful to goats. Unlike you guys who just disrespect Cristiano Ronaldo, we actually respect goats. You know what I mean? We said we're watching this. We had to let this one build. You know, like when they come on the Rico cases.
You know when you're making stew, you have to let it just.
Bro, you gotta let it simmer.
It'll be popping out the pot. You're like, no.
Bro,
Just wait.
we let this one build. Now we have to.
Address
Messi,
Step into
court
the
in
light.
order.
Step into
Court
the
in
light.
order. Address it. Come to the stand.
Step into the light.
Come to the stand. He's
into
right
the light.
here.
Step into the light.
We got to
Court
admit.
is in
Now
session.
let's talk.
Step into the light.
Messi to PSG has been a nasty flop. Nasty flop.
disaster.
2 league goals he's got, and we're in March. People are gonna say, "Oh, he's the top assister and stuff." This is Lionel Messi we're talking about. We're not talking about some average player. We're talking about one person that we're calling the GOAT. One GOAT has been turned into a meme this season at 37, playing it's a new Premier League to the one that he played in before. It's a new Premier League at the end of the day. We got this GOAT absolutely drowning at the moment. Had no bro, let's not forget one thing that everyone's forgetting. He missed the penalty in the first leg. The second leg, good 30 minutes in the first half. What were you doing for the rest of the game? In all of these knockouts, that Messi's been knocked out in all these years,
Roma,
since 2006,
Liverpool.
in every knockout game, every final game, the second leg, 0 goals, 0 assists.
Criminal.
Impact is completely dwindled. This guy picked up the 7th Ballon d'Or this year, and it shouldn't have been, but whatever. They gave it because Copa America. Now all of a sudden they've magically changed the rules. Fair enough. Yeah, I know.
After the decline.
Conspiracies, but. We have to be honest because I don't want to hear people saying you man are disrespected. I've seen Ronaldo get disrespected. I've seen all these players get disrespected. Messi is not what he was. His legs have gone underneath him, bro. He can't get past players as he used to. It's actually embarrassing to watch sometimes. He's trying to go past. They're just like, thank you very much. And in fact, we're going to throw you to the floor too.
Bro, the
you know what I mean?
not shimmying.
Do you know it's so
It's
mad
not
as
shimmying.
well, yeah?
He's still got this little people. Go
The
on.
league he's playing in, Messi.
No, but
I want to say this respect. No, wait. I want to say this respectfully, but he's getting fists up by Baba Diop's,
Yeah.
Sissoko's,
Yeah.
Labille's cousins. The guys that are fisting him up, I shouldn't be fisting him
Bro,
up.
but even
It's mad.
But
These
even
guys,
against Real
yeah.
Madrid, though. But even against
That is.
Fam, he's-
what I think we have to dispel, because these are all narratives, and then people might want to bring up age and stuff, but these are 2 things that people always said. When Messi gets older, he's going to turn into a centre mid and be the best in
He's
the
gonna
world.
bust it.
Has that happened?
Nope.
No, it hasn't, because people think it's so easy to go from being a striker or winger to being a centre mid. There's difference between dropping in and doing cute passes than actually having to build up, picking the ball up off Marquinhos. That's what you're gonna have to do as a centre midfielder. He doesn't want to do that, Messi. He's still looking at it like, I'm Lionel Messi. And everyone, and this is what makes me laugh, because now people are doing justification for 2 goals and getting bounced out of Champions League and stuff. Everyone was talking about, yo, Messi might hit 50 goals this season. Liga 1. He might get 60. Eminem. Best front three since MSN. Now everyone's talking about, no, you got to watch games. He's still performing. Stop it. He's not.
I think the biggest allegation as well that was always out there was, can he do it in a different league?
That's another one.
Outside of Barcelona's system. And I'm sorry, you had a system where you were put in as the crown jewel piece. Where they said, all right, now we got Ramos, we got Marquinhos, we addressed the left
Ramos
back,
hasn't
we
played
put the midfield. No, but even
in general,
the summer,
when
it was like,
building,
we got the Avengers.
There
You
was
saw
squad
that
building,
squad
yeah.
picture.
They
That
said it was
squad
the best
picture now
chance. They said it was the best transfer window ever.
Now it will be one of those, pictures that preceded unfortunate
events.
Them ones there.
We remember.
Yeah.
We remember.
I'm what you're saying.
This is not
So
FIFA,
for me,
man.
them allegations, they won. I'm
There you
sorry.
go.
Listen,
All
do you
the
know
men
what-
that were...
You can't say that.
There
Hey,
you go.
Do you know what?
They said outside of
my
Barcelona
whole-
in a
my
different
whole
league,
thing
and you
for
went
me-
to a team that was catered to you, and in what was the Farmers League, and you're putting up...
No, but
My whole thing for me.
know here,
Listen,
he
my
went
whole thing
at
for
a
me.
big age.
I'm not
But we
even.
know.
I'm not even talking about this. If
34.
I'm not talking about
science.
No, hold on. This is
everything
what I mean.
that's available now.
People always say disrespectful. We're just addressing what's in our face.
So,
book him.
Messi never gets brought to court.
open and close case, Johnson.
Open and close case.
My whole thing is,
There you go.
all this has brought to me is something I said on Stoppage 2 years ago. I said, for me, the PSG project is always destined for failure, because the way I see it is that project is success
That
is
project
Champions
is
League.
my dud of the week.
That project is Champions League or
Mbappe's
bust.
off.
Because domestic success in that league is okay. They got bopped to domestic league anyway. I've always said players that signed there, for me, it's always like you don't really care, because ultimately they treat league games as exhibition matches. That's why the results are mediocre. So they don't really care. And then they finally try and turn up for Champions League. It's like they're basically playing one match every couple of weeks. It's like, Champions League, let's go. And then they get bopped.
People excused nonsense all season because they were saying they only care about the
Champions League, and they got bopped out of
then
it.
you get
That
embarrassed.
project,
That's the problem when an ownership, I feel like, takes over a team in a less competitive league.
100%.
Because now you almost put all your eggs in that
One
gamble
basket.
of the Champions League,
One
where we've
basket.
said many times, you need that bit of luck. You need something. Bro, how many years now have they, all right, we're going to get there, we're going to get there.
And they get
You've
booped.
assembled the ultimate Avengers team, and it's
you
still,
still
not,
get
and I
booped.
said, start of this season, brother, I cannot see how they can fail with this team. They've
said
pretty
they
much
won't
covered
bang.
every position. Fair play, you did. But, brother, especially, for me, what it is you won the first game comfortably. The second leg, even first half, I was like, yo, this is Mbappe's like, killed it last minute, got the goal, then he done the step over, goal disallowed. I'm like, yo, Madrid
It's
are
looking, it's
like,
cooking.
especially when you're knocking down the heritage side. And
Then you've got
you
possession for 5
crumble
minutes.
in
Don't
the
forget
manner
that.
that you do. But but it's Donnarumma, goalkeeper of the year. Hakimi, best right back in the world, getting skinned by a Somalian. Vinicius Jr. We see the level up.
He ain't Mali.
Listen,
Yeah.
hey,
Is that how they
I was
claimed-
claiming
they
him
claimed Diddy
when he
as well?
was shit. They were saying he was Somali. Now he's good. You don't want to take him back Brazilian. He's ours.
They don't claim Isaac Omar.
Yeah,
Hey, 4 goal Isaac. Hey, stay over there with Eritrea. But they bottled it. They literally bottled it. And Marquinhos, I'm sorry, we say he's one of the best centre backs in the world. That was a disaster class
That
for the ages.
performance.
Disaster class. You were responsible for 2 of the goals, and you could have avoided Benzema's one as well if you look round. But listen,
You gotta
bottle
give
jobs.
I
We say
think
Spursy and all
Camavinga's
this.
cameo.
PSG.
Yeah.
We need to find a new name for that.
What? For
We say Spursy with his bottle and all that.
Yeah, yeah,
PSG. I'm sorry.
No,
we need a name.
Fam,
It's
they're
been
saying
too
that-
many
they're
years.
They're calling them a fashion club. It's just drip.
And that's the other thing.
There's
as
no
well.
drown. It's
I
just-
feel like the biggest L of their whole project is I feel like because they're in a smaller league, they've spent all this time trying to establish themselves as one of the big boys.
Yeah.
So they focused on brand, PR, big name signings rather than building an actual team.
Why are the best players in France not playing for PSG. That's what should be. You go through the French national team. How many of them play for PSG? You go to the best actual players in France. Why are they not playing for PSG? You see what Bayern do? The best players for Germany play for Bayern. The best players in Germany play for Bayern. Fergie used to do that. Whoever is the best player, Berbatov, come here. Tevez, come here. Rooney, come here. Rio, come here. Carrick, let me take over the league.
For me,
but PSG should be doing that, but they want to get genies, average players like that.
Because the thing is, again, if you go there, it tells me that we're just going for a jolly up.
Daniel.
The games I'm going to play during the week, we'll win an individual quality. And then Champions League, we get ready to go. That's what. How many times do they have mediocre results? Like if you watch them play, you're watching.
They're going to win the league. They're 15 points.
No, but I'm saying when you actually watch them, you're like, hold on, is this supposed to be like? It's like a Harlem Globetrotters, like exhibitions. That it's It's an exhibition.
You can't only talk about Messi. Neymar has to be.
Can I just say, you know, the point when you said why don't people play for them is because people didn't grow up as them being the pinnacle club.
Yeah, they're younger than all our dads. I don't know. You two don't. Let me not talk about you guys' dads, innit?
Yo, dog. These times you're
older than me. Y'all know your dad. Y'all got dads. Y'all got fathers. Wherever he is.
I said, hold tight the pops collectors.
Wherever he is.
Hold tight the pops collectors inside.
Hey, you might be on the milk bottle.
Fam, that was there. Hold tight. My mum was my dad hype.
Hey, don't kill me.
I know, but there's 1970. They're 52 years old.
No, it's because they want the big club in their country when everyone was
growing
young.
up.
Like
Yeah,
in
but
Bayern,
Marseille,
it doesn't matter that they keep winning the Bundesliga. Everybody
No
grew up
heritage. Heritage is
watching
important.
Bayern.
It's true.
I've got a guy that I work with that's French.
Yeah.
Bro, when you talk PSG to him,
It's like,
you
they're like
think
Marseille.
you're talking about West Ham.
Nah,
He's
they're
a
like
Marseille
Marseille.
fan. Marseille,
That is
Lyon.
it.
This guy
Yeah.
laughs when
Nonce,
people
they
say
say nonce.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
guy laughs when people say PSG are a big team, bro.
Yeah.
They're not- in
And
France,
that's what I mean.
they ain't taking
I
it
feel like now
seriously.
they've
Even
got to
Toulouse
blow
and
up
them,
this project and start again.
They've
Like,
got
build
to
an actual
sign
team.
like the Nkukus and all these
Bro,
man.
that's what I said. Bring in Nkuku, Musa
Boos.
Diaby,
Yeah.
Bring
even
them boos.
Kingsley Coleman.
Yeah, bring these
got
man.
Nabry Sane there. Come home
yeah,
back.
yeah.
The thing is, PSG have a really good academy.
Pogba on a free.
But all their players leave the academy.
Yeah, because they ain't getting opportunities.
Yeah.
They're all gonna leave.
Yeah.
A lot of their youngsters now are looking for ways out.
Bro,
And they got
you look
ballers
at-
there.
Bro, you
Ishmael
look at how
Karbi.
many-
Think about it. The
crazy.
catchment area is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Football in Paris, bro. The man, come on, man.
They used to
it's
play
nuts.
they used to play the academy people. I'm sure Saka came from the academy, was a captain
Bro,
at 21
They
years
always
old.
like having a mascot, if you like. I think Kimpembe is now the one.
Oh boy,
Yeah,
listen.
Kimpembe's from the academy, yeah.
That Haitian,
Jalé weren't academy,
that
but he was
Haitian-
one of the OGs.
Listen,
They tried
the
keeping the
ball-
original.
the
The
ball
ball done.
we need to
You know when they had
start
all the stars,
Yeah.
but you gotta keep one Frenchie.
We need to start talking about that Haitian. Kimpembe. He's Haitian. He's half
Hey,
Haitian.
yeah,
Half Congolese.
yeah.
We
But
start talking
Kimpembe's
about
not. You don't even need to.
To be
He's
fair,
fine.
he was the only one of that backline that wasn't disastrous, so I allowed him. That's why.
We need to start talking
Neymar
about
though.
it,
Maybe
Well,
maybe next week we'll talk about Neymar because
listen.
that's one of the. It's such a hard conversation. We've had this anyway. We spoke about it in the
On
slogans,
those
but it's
logos,
like,
bro.
It's
I
a
love
shame.
it. It's my favorite.
I
combo.
love
It's a
Neymar,
shame.
but it's just a weird.
It's a shame.
Neymar's a weird one because his stats are great.
He let
He's an
Nas down, man.
international legend.
He
In
let
the
Nas
way,
down.
I don't get when people are saying like, "Oh, he's still a top 10 player of all time." I'm like, I mean,
on what?
He
no,
let
he's
Nas
not.
down, man.
Like talent wise, you can say maybe, but actual what he's done. It's not a top 10 player.
Neymar
and
let
people need
Nas
to
down.
stop that
In the same-
Ronaldinho conversation. That's the one that
Neymar
really
let Nas
gets to me.
down, man.
That's
Ronaldinho.
yes.
Come on, man.
Neymar let
Levels.
Nas down.
Levels and brackets.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, we're speaking of Modric.
Come on, Modric, all-timer.
Virtuoso.
Listen, man.
All
In
timer.
that second half.
Better than Zidane in that. And
Listen.
he said he's better than Zidane. So.
Listen. I said
Yeah,
it
I mean-
in the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
That was the heat of the moment.
Oh,
And
man.
he clipped me off.
Listen.
I
Listen.
knew when he saw that. He was like,
Hey, listen.
got him.
Because we're running.
I was like,
Let's do
I even said it before.
let's
I was
go.
like,
Camavinga though.
Let's go. Yeah, no, he's
Hey, don't.
What a player.
Ancelotti. The changes.
Changes.
Brother. Ancelotti.
Poch. Bottler.
You're slimy.
alright. Cool.
You're
Wait.
slimy guy.
Bro, they've never heard this one, so you can't talk about that.
Let's
Can't talk about that.
champion duds.
He's part of the reason Everton are this bad, by the way.
Boy,
Ancelotti, he got out there quick.
Boy, duds. He did Dashin
Bro.
down there, boy. Should we do champs
or
first?
duds?
Let's
Yeah.
do champs first.
Champs, I'm going 30 plus gang. Ronaldo, Benzema, old tight, yeah, I mean, repping it for the old dogs.
Modric.
There's still life after 30, as they say.
Age mix.
Easy, no. So 37. Whoa. Tuchel, for his handling of this whole situation, to be honest.
That's fair.
I think the way you lot have been getting results as well. Yeah, I mean, usually most man will crumble, bruv. So fair play to him.
They're my champs as well, you know. The same. Chelsea, yeah.
I think that what is it, 5 wins in a row now?
Not the wins, just the way they've dealt with winning with this patch. A lot of teams would use that as an excuse to flop.
Fall apart. Yeah, no, credit, man. And Dud's PSG's project we mentioned, and Son Heung-min this week.
Oh, interesting.
Sorry, my boy. You got to get it.
I was going to say, Killer Kai is still... He's taking his chance. Out of all of them, he's taking his chance. Good finish. Killer Kai's doing what he needs to do.
Yeah, clean.
Clean. I was gonna say, who is he like a hybrid of like Thomas Müller and Berbatov?
No. I'm not doing this. I want to let man them be man because I saw United man were doing this as well after the Sancho game. Oh, baby Figo.
No. I'm saying
let these man be
I'm not
who
saying,
they are, bro.
I'm saying in terms of. I'm saying in terms of what he's
saying he's like a
They're saying, what was the other one? Baby Ribery. They were saying as well.
I'm saying in terms of the way
I
he
think that
plays,
was as well.
He's like romantic, man.
Like, you know, because like he's like, something else I would say is like, stop the false 9. He can play 9. I was like, he's weird. Like, I don't know how to quantify what he is.
He's Kai.
He's
That's
Kai.
what he is. He's Kai.
Cool. I had another champ. Random, but women's football, Viv Miedema, flipping bare goals, bruv.
Yeah.
24 season, 2020 goals. Sam Kerr, last minute goal. Backed off a top.
Madness at the King's Medal today.
Yeah. Did that. What else? There was something else I saw. She last minute goal. So Chelsea are basically in contention.
Yellow card?
Yeah, she got yellow card. Yeah, she got yellow card. She got
Just
yellow
want to
card.
make sure it's equal.
Yeah, no, she got yellow card. You're dumb. You're so dumb. You're so dumb. You're dumb. That was something else I've forgotten, but
champs. Yeah, it's gotta be what Real Madrid done, man. It's gotta be that was football, man. Everyone loved it. Everyone loved it. That was
Bro,
the world was united. The world was united at that moment. Everyone had an agenda to run on PSG. Everyone was throwing things. That was great.
My champ, I want to give a champ to contract Laka. Laka deserves respect, man. It has to get to a point where you say, you know what? Fair play to him, bruv.
He's doing all right at the moment.
Fair play. He's the glue.
He likes his contract.
Laka's the glue.
He's doing his
Lacazette is the glue.
Yeah, man. Odegaard is the glue.
Nah, Odegaard is the boy. He's my sticky Nah, Lacazette deserves plaudits, man.
It's got. I'm gonna be honest though. That was a foul on Donnarumma. Yeah. That was a foul. I'll be honest. That was a foul. But we move. It's gotta be again. Come on, man. Dud Pochettino. Dud. Yeah, but I've seen this too much, man. Win something. Win something worthy.
Don't worry. When it comes United, you will say. You get what I'm saying?
That's their business.
Oh crap! Production.
Everyone.
Production. Yeah, you're allowed to take the stage.
Enter the room.
Yeah. Enter.
Money talks.
My dad of the week. My good friend.
You're my dad as well. Don't worry about it. Why am I the dad?
Why are you deflecting? Don't deflect to me. Leave me alone.
What about that?
You told us for weeks you don't support Man United. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Correctly.
You spent weeks telling us you don't support Manchester United anymore. Now you need lozenges. That's how hard you were celebrating for Man United. Talk to you nice is what you said.
Let me tell you something. You don't let you know what's smart. You know what the wise man says. You don't let your heart get involved in business. Innit? Business talked at that matter. I let money talk. You know what I mean? Money talks.
Cam said he's a stage actor.
Money talks.
You know that man
you're a sellout is what you're saying.
You know that man that was going Ukraine to the army.
We won today. We won 2-1 today. Dicky. Late one.
A man of low morals.
Dicky, day one against Luton Town 2-1. Nice
Dicky?
one. Yeah, we won.
Who's that?
At QPR.
You mean Dyke?
Nah, Dicky. His name's Dicky.
Fair
You don't like the name Dicky?
Do you know when he was calling him Richard Dunn?
What's wrong? You don't like the name Dicky? Right, what's wrong with the name Dicky? Anyway, my dud of the week is Mr. Fuad Kadani over here. All those nonsense that he was talking on the last week when I was saying, hey, listen, you got United next week. Let's see what happens. He was overconfident. Then on the Robbie show, overconfidence, telling me you know what this guy said? Goat hype. Goat hype. The guy was laughing at Eric Ramsey on the stream. Ronaldo, boom, dunked on your lip.
I ain't gonna lie, that was
dunked
crazy.
on you, man. Dunked on
Because you know what? They just showed the stat in the corner as well. 151 set pieces, 1 scored. I said, they hired a coach for this. 1, 2, hold that.
Him and tapping toes are my duds. I tell them, bro, hold that.
Fun.
Talk to us nice.
It was good though.
You know what I'm saying?
You man did
That
well
was funny
still.
still.
Hold tight Don Robbie as well. Hold tight Don Robbie.
And watch out. something's coming out. By the time you guys watch this, something else will be out. You know what I mean? You know, and then in the evening,
You gonna tease it?
watch out. I don't see it, blood. I don't see it.
You went any?
I
You went church strip this
tomorrow.
week.
I'll tell you, man, after the show.
Church strip.
No.
Church strip.
Oh yeah, I recorded 3 episodes. That'll be coming out soon. We'll see from there.
Oh no, you told me yesterday in the whip. Actually.
Yeah.
Listen, that's another episode. We actually gave you a long one today still. So, boy,
Hey,
like, share,
Monday morning
subscribe,
special.
follow the personals.
If you had
Give
talk to us
audios.
nice.
Give,
Talk
give
to us
on
nice.
audio streaming platforms. Give us 5
Talk to
stars.
us nice.
Wait.
I've been slapping your head in head-to-heads on this show for a long time now, fam.
Bro, it's United v Spurs. You can't be
slapping your head.
boasting about
I've been
that.
slapping
I was about to say, yeah. They said that Sancho beat big game allegations, yeah, but
Nah.
United forget Spurs. It's Spurs.
Come on.
Everyone's
It's
getting
Tottenham.
over the top. Let's just let players play, you know? Anyway, we're out.
It's about,